some comfort in it. After all, that's what nurturing is. Nurturing, the word was originally, it came from Latin, and the English early on turned that word into nurture. It's where the word nursing came from. And so to nurture. Attributes of a nurturer: loving, kind, comforting, joyful, inspiring, encouraging, affirming, giving, peaceful, warm, tender, sincere, calm. And that term may not fit all of our mothers. They may have passionately loved us, passionately gotten us dressed for school, or whatever it was that the circumstances created. Intuitive, compassionate, sensitive, considerate, concerned, gentle, graceful, balanced, trusting, non-judgmental. So does anyone have any person in their life that has been loving, gentle, sensitive, and sincere? A role model for them? Someone that has gently held you during your time of discomfort? Lovingly listened? Didn't judge? Calm and patient? Someone that gives you their full attention and not necessarily always giving you presents, but their presence is there. I think that something that is missing is if you never had anyone in your life, never, that made you feel that you were special, that at some time or another you weren't somebody's priority, then if not, you have some healing to do. And we're going to talk about that when we meet this coming Wednesday for our healing circle, and we're going to do a blessing of everyone and ask for a healing of that inner child. You see, we were all, each and every one of us in this room, no exception, we were born and raised of unhealed mothers and fathers. Did you know that? Some to bigger degrees than others. But there's no such thing as a person, unless they were Jesus, that doesn't have some bias, some inclination. And as I said earlier, if you take someone that didn't have a compassionate, loving person in their lives, and it may have been their father. I know a young lady that has been raised by her father because the mother is unavailable for different reasons. And she feels loved and nurtured because he has provided that. And there are many reasons that someone has not felt love. This holiday, Mother's Day, is all ours. That is an American holiday. There is a holiday in the UK that's fairly similar, but a bit different. It's called Mothering Sunday. And what it's all about is back during the period of Lent, when it's celebrated typically in March. But what it's all about is celebrating mothers. And what was maybe in the 19th century and 18th century also was something that happened was that the lower class children were many times sent to the wealthier homes as early as the age of 10 to be servants. This was in England. And so can you imagine sending your 10-year-old child away, knowing that in a year, you'd be a year before you could be reunited? I can only imagine the joy of seeing your child again. But many people were sent to boarding school before they were ready. But it's because it's what their parents knew and believed it's what should happen with them. Many parents had no nurturing at all, so they don't have that ability to nurture someone else. They just don't have it. They can develop it if they come here and listen often enough and start developing some of those skills and attributes of a healed heart, and lovingly learn to nurture themselves. Then not only can they nurture themselves, but they can offer nurturing to others. So think of a person in your life that, and I know you've had that, who would give you, are you attentive? If you're a parent or you've, in conversation, are you with someone, are you giving them your full attention? Or are you constantly looking at your phone? Are you continually looking at your whatever device you have, or waiting to text somebody else, or thinking about someone else, or your next appointment, or your, I'm getting warm talking. Give your presence. If you're going to be with someone, give them your presence. Let them know that they matter. If not, say hi and go on. If you're the one that's supposed to have a loving, caring relationship conversation with them, give it your full attention. If it's one of your best friends and you vent to each other, listen. Listen with all your heart. And if they want advice, if they ask for it, give it. And give it with kindness. So lovingly listen, give your full attention, give your full presence, soothe, speak from the heart. Your faith in a higher good. And I appreciate those of you that have spoken this morning and mentioned that your parent, your mother, your loved ones always had faith. Always had faith in a higher good. And they had love in their hearts to pass on to you and others. We give thanks for that. Someone that nurtures is able to hold sacred space. They can see a higher truth for you when you can't see it yourself. When you're going through a challenging, hurtful time, someone that is a friend, if you just say to them, would you listen for a few minutes? I'd like to tell you about what's bothering me right now. They'll listen. And someone that's able to see a higher truth for you is someone that's not just going to incite you to bad behavior or encourage you to go on forever without healing. They're going to see the higher truth for you. They're going to see that as a child of God, you're bigger than the problems that you see, that you are encased in. They're going to hold that truth for you. They're going to know that for you. and they're going to love you through it. And then as a nurturer and a comforter, a parent, a friend, we know when to lovingly give them space and know when to lovingly let go. So we're non-judgmental. We see the truth for them. We see God in them. We know there's the Christ presence within. And if they will just look for it, ask for it, simply say, God, I want peace in my life. Would you help me to find it? A nurturing person will be wise and discerning. They'll love you enough to comment if there's something they need to comment on. They will be calm and present for you. To nurture or tend to our gardens, we tend them so that they will flourish. We tend our children the same way. We want them to be strong, healthy, and whole. Same way with all people that we care for. Tend, support, listen, encourage, feed, or otherwise foster, as in foster care. The name is meant to say that these parents are going to foster you just the way they would if they were your natural parent. They're going to foster life further in you. As I said earlier, many people grew up without knowing what that meant, without a nurturer in their home. If that's you, I would encourage you to spend time in the silence. Go within and ask. Allow your heart to be softened. Allow your heart to soften and allow the Christ Spirit to reach right within you. Now I have something that I do in meditation sometimes, and I'm going to share it with you. And it is something from the Jesus' death on the cross, and it's something that I hold dear in my heart because I recognize that his Spirit went on to the kingdom, and at the moment he said, "Into your hands I commend my spirit." And imagine that, if you will, that his, and he didn't die for our sin or suffering. He came to be an example of how to love and how to live. But the moment life goes out of him and he says, "Into your hands I commend my spirit," I visualize as his head falls over, I can feel the Christ Spirit ignited in my heart. And I would suggest that if you're not able to do that, and if you're a tough guy and you don't know how to be tender, I'm going to give you a little tip too, to find your heart. And in your time, your moment of silence, think of someone, a face of someone that you just absolutely love. Maybe it's someone that's passed. Maybe it's your mother. Maybe you lost a wife. a daughter, a sister, a child. See that face in your mind's eye, and you'll know what I mean when it says to be touched in the heart, because you will feel your heart touched at that moment. But here's another truth that I want to share with you this morning about nurturers and comforters and those who came to love and encourage us and inspire us. They lived exactly the life that they were meant to live. They weren't meant to stay here forever. They were meant to get you to an age where you could be independent and on your own. They didn't desert you. God didn't desert you. They're as close as your next breath, just on the other side of the veil. So I would encourage you to part the veil and invite them in. Invite their wisdom. Start writing. Go into prayer. Ask for a few words. You might be surprised. The next thing you know, you might be writing a book of their words. So, this morning, we pay tribute to all the magnificent women who have impacted our lives. Those of you who have taught us to live just by sharing your lives with us, by listening, being an example, offering a hand up. At times, you've changed not only our lives, but you've changed the world for the better. We honor you. We're grateful for you, and we bless you in all that you do. Thank you for your time.